In this video, we're taking a look at the Suunto 9 Peak. This is a health and fitness oriented smartwatch. We did something pretty similar with the Amazfit T-Rex, which was the world's most rugged smartwatch, also for fitness. So subconsciously, we're going to be comparing this watch to that one. Is this the best health and fitness watch on the market? Watch to find out. Now, Suunto has been manufacturing smartwatches a fair bit, and they do pretty well in the health and fitness side of things. This smartwatch, the 9 Peak, comes in at about $600 to $700, which is about 3,000 ringgit here in Malaysia. That's actually a lot of money for a smartwatch. The Amazfit, on the other hand, for example, is a fraction of that price. So is this really worth it? Before that, let's begin with the unboxing. Now, the box itself has all the major specs on the exterior. Once you get into the box, you find the Suunto 9 Peak. The version that we got is the graphite blue titanium version, which is the higher end, more expensive version of it. You also get the magnetic charger included with the box. That's pretty much everything you need from the box. Let's start off with the design on this. Now, I do personally really like how this is designed. It's not as massive as the Amazfit T-Rex was. That was meant to be a rugged smartwatch, while this is more of an everyday look that you can pull off while still being a fitness and really focused on the fitness side of things kind of smartwatch. Now, the bezels on this are quite thick on the display. That's something to note, but overall the look to it is very sleek looking, very modern looking. Starting off with the design quality out of the box, it's 37% thinner and 36% lighter than the Suunto 9 Barrel. Like I said, there's two versions of this. One is going to be the titanium version, which is what we have, and the other is going to be the steel version. The titanium version weighs in about 52 grams, while the steel version is slightly cheaper, but also weighs in a little bit more at 62 grams. The display houses a 1.2-inch basic LCD display, nothing spectacular here like the Samsung, Huawei, or Apple watches with their AMOLED OLED displays. This is a very basic LCD display that's good enough to show you everything you need, and even in bright light situations, it has that sensor to boost up the brightness so you can actually see what you're looking at. While there are some differences on the exterior to the previous generation Suunto watches, majority of the interior is almost exactly the same. There are new watch faces to display weekly training matrices and help you create workout training plans, a feature that's enhanced by the Suunto app available on your smartphone. This is also capable of showing you specific sport heat maps and allow you to transfer routes to your watch to use it in an offline mode. The watch straps, on the other hand, are made of silicone, which are pretty nice to feel on the hand. They're not very disturbing, even when you're going out on runs or sweating a lot, which is what these are really made for. Now let's go over the features on this. This is the main reason to purchase the Suunto 9 Peak. This watch is clearly aimed at the fitness enthusiasts and people who take it a lot more serious, hence the heftier price point. You've got heart rate monitoring, obviously, as well as SpO2 monitoring, which is most useful when you're hiking up or trekking up higher mountains at higher altitudes. It helps you manage your oxygen level and lets you know whether you're running low on oxygen if you're really high up and what you should really do to maintain that. However, there isn't really any continuous day and night monitoring for the SpO2. It's more when you activate it or when it recognizes that you're at higher altitudes. Moving on from that, one of the greatest things on this is the GPS performance. This is where, even without going further in the video, I can tell you it absolutely blows away the Amazfit. The GPS accuracy on this is far more superior than I've seen on most other smartwatches, even comparing it to the Apple Watch or the Huawei Watch 3 Pro that we just tried out. You can see at each individual point on your run, for example, what your speed was, what your heart rate was, what the pacing was. This is something you expect out of a pretty expensive fitness watch, and this is what this really does offer you. The accuracy was definitely the best out of any smartwatch or band we've tried in the recent past. Now, in terms of your workout modes, it supports up to 80 workout modes, maybe even more if you customize them. We've got the usual ones like running, hiking, trekking, boxing, kickboxing, all that stuff is on there. And as far as swimming is concerned, you can use this for swimming, even diving up to 100 meters deep. I don't know which average everyday user would do that, but you can take it up to 100 meters deep. So in order to upgrade it to the latest firmware, just use the app on your phone and then sync it up to your watch and update from the watch itself. We did the same thing once we got the watch. We opened it up and updated it to get all the newest features, which is pretty great. So the highlight feature in the battery mode that stands out is the fact that you can get up to 170 hours of battery life in their tour mode. So there's various modes that you can get on here, starting from the most accurate one for the GPS coordinates to the least accurate one with the least amount of pings, which is the turbo mode. The modes that you get on here are performance, endurance, ultra, and tour. So each of them slowly reduce various features up to tour, which is basically a bare bones watch at that point, still with GPS on. So that's a pretty cool touch, I guess. You can still get GPS, it's just gonna be a little bit less accurate and it's not gonna ping as often. Really great for people who are going up in the mountains who don't have a lot of internet or power support, but they want to get that accuracy or their GPS coordinates out there. All of these can be changed within the exercise mode itself. Before you get into an exercise, you can change all these settings right from there. What's more is that you can charge it up to 100% battery life in just about an hour, which is pretty good and the speed is pretty nice. Now let's move on to who this is really for, who should buy it and who shouldn't. Now, I don't think it was very vague. I think I made it pretty obvious in this video. If you're someone who's extremely enthusiastic about your workouts or your health needs and you do a lot of athletic and fitness related stuff, this definitely is a consideration. But if you're someone who's very casual, who just works out every now and then, you go for a run every weekend or something, don't buy this. It doesn't make sense. It's really pricey for the features that you would never even use if you're a casual. So out of all the smartwatches we've tried, the accuracy on this is by far the best, especially when it comes to running. I try to run almost every day if it's possible, and definitely the comparison to the other watches, it just blows those out of the park. Each individual step where I stepped was on this, and while I was using the watch, I could actually see the direction I was running in as well as where I stepped on before. So you can see your breadcrumbs, they call it, to see exactly where you've been. You can create checkpoints, you can create navigational points. It's absolutely insane how much control you have over your runs or your treks or whatever it may be. Apart from that, it tracks your altitude and all that stuff, which a lot of other watches struggle to do and get right. This actually gets the accuracy a lot better than all those other watches. So if you're someone who's very serious about this, very serious about trekking and hiking, and you do it very often, I would definitely recommend this. The Amazfit is a great alternate if you don't have the same amount of budget, for example, but yeah, it beats it in almost every way except the ruggedness. I mean, I haven't really tried to break this watch, but the Amazfit could handle those more. It looks more rugged, it's a lot bigger and stuff. So this one is a more sleek version, but gives you a lot of specs, a lot of data accuracy packed into this tiny body. So I'm very impressed with that. All right, to wrap it up, if you've got a bigger budget and you're willing to invest in something like this that'll be beneficial for you in the long run, it's gonna motivate you to do more, maybe go hiking, trail running and all that stuff, definitely get the Suunto 9 Peak. Check it out. All the links are gonna be in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, a like would be appreciated, and we'll see you again in the next video. Until then,